My tolerance for bullshit when it comes to dating is smaller than my waist. And I work out 6 days a week, okay? I'm snatched as fuck. I am no longer giving girlfriend treatment to men who don't claim me, okay? I'm running a very strict program and I actually have levels they have to pass to access certain parts of me. I downloaded Hinge last night. So I put in my profile, skip the small talk, plan a date, we'll talk there. I give them 1 day to plan the date. If they don't plan a date by the end of the day, unmatched. So I downloaded it last night and I already have my first date. He asked me a question. He said, how long have you been in Cleveland? I didn't respond. That's information you get out of me on a proper date. He picked up on it and he said, or we can talk about this on our date tomorrow. So I hearted that. And then I responded, let me know the plans by noon. Today's Monday, the day of the date. It's 2 p.m. and I haven't heard from him. Guess who's not going on a date? Me. Because I told him, let me know the plans by noon. And he hasn't. So I will be unmatching and moving on. This is how strict we're being with our time and our energy. We're noticing red flags early on. If he doesn't have the respect to simply let me know by noon what the plans are, he's not the person for me. Because my husband is thoughtful, he's considerate, he's polite, he has manners, he's chivalrous, he respects me and my time, he has strong communication skills, and he shows up consistently. And the second that somebody shows me that they're not there, it's the end of that. No hard feelings, you're just not my husband. And that's as simple as it is. Might have the app deleted by tonight, or my new level system might work. We'll just have to see. Stay tuned.
Dating a loser has such crazy ramifications on your life and your self-concept because nobody actually trains you how to have insane conversations that lack that much nuance. When you date a guy who doesn't think he's ever doing anything wrong and he never listens to anything that you say and he thinks he's perfect, it's like talking to a wall. You don't actually know how to fix anything. But also, you need male validation so bad so you stay. So then you're in this weird cognitive dissonance and you start doing insane shit, okay? It's in moments like that that women start creating like tests with secret little deadlines, like, he has till June 1st to surprise me. That's just your brain saying, I wish he was nice to me without me asking. That's it. But we don't hear it like that. I've never done that. Instead, I sit there and I wait till May 31st and then I'm mad at him. And he's like, why is she mad at me? And then when you try to explain, like, I wish you'd surprise me by June 1st, you sound crazy. But ultimately, what you wanted the whole time was just someone who thought about you when you weren't in front of them. And that's not going to happen with someone where every conversation is insane because they don't have the capacity to understand the nuance that you think is integral to a relationship. It's horrible. It's truly and honestly horrible. And you never know someone's a loser until you're having a conversation where you're like, am I asking you to be nice to me? Am I asking you to think about me when I'm not around? And why does this feel like a fight? Because I'm asking you to be nice to me. And then you realize you're dating a loser. And it happens to everybody. I hope it never happens to me again.
It legitimately feels like there is an age gap whenever I have a flirt with or go on a date with a guy who's my same age. I'm 23. I don't mean immature in a negative way at all. They just have this, like, vulnerability about them. Like, they're just so open. Like, you can look through their eyes and see all the way back to the back of their skull. Their heart directly on their sleeve. They are neither cool nor chill. I'm sure there are cool and chill guys at 23. I have never met one. I actually don't think they're real, but hypothetically, I'm sure they exist. The young guy is trying to act cool or chill. Usually he just comes off as arrogant and insufferable, so I don't interact with them. And they're very self-conscious. You give them any kind of tease or pushback and they start backpedaling so quick. I don't really dislike any of the traits I've just said. I just feel the age gap of the same age boys because I usually go for older. 3 to 5 years is kind of like my age gap sweet spot, but I'll go older. I'm not even joking you that while I was filming this, the guy I was having a flirt with last night just texted me to apologize for Wilden, apparently. Why are you self-conscious? Like, what's wrong with you, bro?
Here's the thing about having standards for dating. Everyone's standards are going to look different. Things that I am willing to tolerate are going to be so different than another person. I'm sure there's a Venn diagram of a lot of overlaps between people. Like, most people want to be treated with kindness and respect. Most people want to have fun on dates and all of that. But for example, some girls are out here saying they won't go on a date without having the guy send them an Uber to get to the date. That's their prerogative. Is that my choice? No, but I'm not going to judge them. That's their choice. That's their standard. That's totally fine. Everyone's going to have different standards. So if I post something that's my standard, you don't need to agree with it at all. You don't need to co-sign it, sign off on it. That's fine. But I don't think you should be bullying me about it. It's very healthy to accept that we all operate through life differently. Some people vote a certain way. Some people vote another way. Some people like this show. Some people like another show and don't like that show. That's just how life works. We're all allowed to be different. And if you don't like someone's dating standards, don't implement them into your life. It's really that simple.
The cost of living is so fucked that everything is now considered a luxury. Things that were normal a few years ago. I couldn't afford to get a haircut for 6 months. Dental care. My mum has had to pay for a root canal and a filling for me. I meant to get another one. I still haven't done it because it's over £500. Eating healthy is a luxury. Supplements like cod liver oil or vitamin C, things like that, are a luxury. Having your own place is a luxury. How is this normal? How is any of this normal? How is not being able to afford a haircut, being able to move out of your parents' house, being able to afford a car, why are these things luxuries? Being able to retire after working your whole life is a luxury. This country's fucked.
The male loneliness epidemic makes no sense to me. If men are so lonely because they don't have girlfriends, shouldn't women also be equally as lonely? 50% of the population are men, and all of the women that they would have been with are single. Shouldn't women also be complaining about how they're so sad? Well, the thing is, women aren't lonely. They have lives and friendships, really good friendships outside of romantic relationships. Our platonic relationships are so strong, we often don't need romance. I think we all remember that one video where this guy's friends couldn't remember his ex's name, and that is crazy to me because I could tell you the first, middle, and last name of my friend's ex, the exact reason why they broke up, because I was there for her when they did go through that breakup. Like, what do guys talk about? Their friendships are just so surface level. Women aren't impressed when you get them flowers or you pick up the bill on a date because that's what their friend did on a random Thursday, asking for nothing in return. Women used to have to be with men for financial support, but now we can make our own money, and the only thing men can really offer is emotional support and company, and they're failing miserable. That's the reason why they're single and lonely. You can't complain about a system you set up. Maybe do better. Don't just give us the bare minimum and expect us to be thankful for that.
Okay, this is for all of the single girls. Where are we swiping on the dating apps these days? Is it Raya? Is it Hinge? Is it Bumble? I actually just deactivated my Raya for the first time since 2021 because I realized I was having to go to therapy every single time I met a man on Raya. I was like, you are giving me PTSD and trauma, and then I have to go to therapy to unwind all of the damage. So I was like, okay, Raya clearly is not worth $20 a month, but like, should I be on Hinge? Should I be on Bumble? Should I be on Tinder? Is like Tinder still a thing? Is there another app that I don't even know about? Like, can somebody help me?
Name a worse feeling than when you're in the talking stage with a guy and the convo's going really well, you're learning new things about them, you're keen to like go on a date, and then you feel the conversation slowly turning towards like dirty talk. There's always that middle ground of like, oh, is this just like a little bit of fun flirt and banter? I want to play along with that because that's fun and everything. And then it just keeps going and going. And then that's like the only form of conversation, no matter how many times you try to pivot. I'll tell you what is worse actually. When you've been on a few dates with someone, vibed really well, having great chat, and then you can feel the conversation dying off. The text messages are shorter. There is longer time between the messages, and there hasn't been a third date organized, and you just know that it's over. But I swear all the men are just too coward to like call it off. Just call it off with me. Just tell me you're not keen anymore rather than just like continuing to drip feed me and keep me on the side. Anyway, if you can't tell, I'm kind of sick of being single. I'm really sick of it. I just don't want to do it anymore.
I just got back from doing some groceries. I was at the self-checkout and I was right next to two staff members. They were just overseeing the self-checkout area, and one of them said to the other, "Did you see that man who was staring at that young girl?" The other staff member said, "No, what happened?" She just goes on to say, this man was just staring at this young girl who was looking behind him because it was at the self-checkout. The checkouts are opposite each other. So he kept looking behind him, going out of his way, stopping in between his shop to stare at this young girl. And they just go on to talk about how obviously disgusting this is. But the one that pointed it out said, once you notice it happens all the time. You see it all the time, being at the self-checkout. Men staring at girls and women, young girls especially. She specifically said it happens all the time, every day. It's everywhere. And it is very common. And I know this. And if this is showing up on your algorithm, you likely know this too. But seeing it and hearing other people talk about it, it never loses its hard-hitting nature. It's so exhausting. Like, there is not 1 second where we live without this. Like, I can't go and get my groceries without coming across it in some sense, without me being the victim to it or witnessing other women be victim to it. I just hate that it's something that, we live with.
When I tell people that I haven't dated in years and I have no desire to, and their first instinct is to say, oh, you can just go outside and probably find a date, or do you have any idea that how much I don't want to fucking do that? Okay? Are there nights that I would like to not have to sleep alone, or would like to be cuddled, or share experiences with somebody? Sure, of course. It'd be great. But then it's nights like this where I'm in this house alone, this big ass bed by myself. I got my heated blanket, I got the fan on, I'm happy, I'm exactly where the fuck I want to be, and it's nobody in here stealing my energy. I'm just and this shit is so much better than settling for some bullshit ass crusty, dusty, musty motherfucker. So I highly recommend just single life to everybody. It's glorious. And I got a king ass side. When I tell you I'm gonna turn sideways in this bed tonight, you know why? Because I can. Nobody can stop me. And that is greater than anything.
How the heck am I single? Dating in 2026 is pretty much impossible. It's not that I can't get anyone, it's the fact that guys do not want to make an effort anymore. Like, I just go through all these talking stages, which last about a day, and then it just fizzles out. They'll add me on Instagram, they'll react to my stories, they'll send me fire emojis, try to get my attention, get their little ego boost, but they will never plan a date. Everyone's talking to everyone, they have a million other options, and it's just overwhelming. I can't be bothered. It's too hard, and I just don't even want to waste my energy on this anymore. Like, I have 0 talking stage left in me. I've had enough. It's like no one really wants to settle for anyone these days because they always think there's someone better because we have so many options. But at the same time, I think most of us are actually going to end up being alone because of that. So it's sad what the world is coming to. So I'm just going to focus on me and protect my peace. Very cliche. But what else can I do? I mean, I'm not going to waste any more time looking for someone because I just end up getting frustrated and upset.
52% of women ages 20 to 39 are now child-free. You know what that means? Do you understand what this means? We're the majority. We are the majority. There are more of us. When I first started making videos about not having kids in 2021, I got 6 million views on my first viral video. And I remember thinking to myself, I didn't even know there were 6 million people out there who might agree with me. Where we are now, look how far we've come. Because having kids was the default. It was honestly kind of treated like if you were in your 30s and you didn't have kids, that was weird. You were the odd man out for that. Not anymore. We're the majority now. You could go outside right now and see a woman in her 20s or 30s and assume that she's more likely to not have a kid than to have one. The men are going to crash out about this because they're so worried about the birth rate. And let me make this clear. I don't care. This is a reflection of the society you created. You priced people out of parenthood. You discriminated against pregnant people. You treated women like shit. Did you get what you wanted? Are you happy? I am. I'm actually thrilled. I couldn't be happier that women are choosing themselves.
Men are getting scammed by the princess treatment movement. Has anyone else noticed this new term popping up this year? A year ago, I had no idea what princess treatment was. And now all of a sudden, every girl wants princess treatment. It's basically just a bunch of girls requiring that men pay for their food, pay for their nails, open all their doors. What happened to women being independent? You can't get a job and buy your own food? It doesn't feel good to be able to buy your own nails? It all circles around men being used. Women think it's much easier to use a man than to go out and do things for herself. Like, if you really think about it, princess treatment isn't even a real thing. It's just women asking for things they don't need. Not to mention, like, super entitled and rude. Can you imagine a woman going up to you and saying, "Hi, I know I just met you, but you're a man, so you should pay for my meal and my nails"? Imagine. Personally, I can't wait to raise my future daughters with respect and independence. My future daughters will never, ever be asking for handouts like these girls today are.